It's time for so much to talk about with Guys Craft 2. Hit that like button, become a subscriber, and join the chat. And now, here's John.
Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John.
So much to talk about.
Oh, give me one second. I got too many speakers going. There we go. So hopefully that'll be better. Let me try to zoom in on this camera a little bit because it looks like we're way out tonight. There it comes. Better. So good Sunday afternoon, guys. I hope you all have had an amazing weekend. Things have been going your way and that you are doing well. It just seems like there has been so much going on and so much happening, and you know what, that is always a fun thing, right? So let's jump into the chat. Who is here this afternoon? Give me one second, let me check back over here. Yes, so welcome in Miss Judy. She was first in the chat tonight. She says hi John, and welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. Who else? Balloonist, my fabric friend, channel member. I appreciate you being here as always. Hopefully she's trying to stay cool down in Tucson. Hey Joydy, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Who else? Nikki's here. Hey Nikki, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Irish Lady Linda, it's always fun to have you in the chat. Thanks for being here. She says, just getting my coffee and I'll be back. Hope you are well. 93 here with real feel 101 and high humidity. I need some snow. I tell you what, as I think about retiring and doing things differently, I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't be so bad to move back where we get so much snow every year. But you know what? The sad thing is, as much as I am over, I don't mind being hot. I enjoy the hot weather. Usually by the time it gets here, I'm actually ready for it. But after about 2.5 months of it, I am done with it. But when I look at the rest of the country and how many places have suffered this year in the heat as well, it's like, well, all I'd be moving back for is to still be hot and miserable in the summer and then cold in the winter. And I just don't think I can do the cold, guys. I can tell you that. Who else? Hey Zaza, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Always fun to see Zaza. I was so excited. I thought I was going to catch Zaza yesterday, but apparently Zaza was on Friday, and so I missed it. So I got to watch the replay, which was cool, but I was so disappointed because I thought I was actually going to be good and catch the live, but I didn't. Hey Brian, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Who else? Jean's here. Hey Jean, welcome in. Thanks for joining tonight. Candace. Hello, Miss Candace. Welcome in. Who else? Hey Tracy, welcome in. She says, hi John and Crafters. Always good to see all of you all. It's really hot in mid-Missouri too. Yes, it's just crazy to me right now. Hey Jen, welcome in. Thanks for being here. All right, I think I'm caught up because y'all started chat early tonight, so it was a lot to scroll through and get caught up on, but I think I have successfully done it. Linda says, I grew up in New York City and really do miss the seasons and snow. I don't miss the seasons, but I will say it has taken me, as much as I enjoy very mild winters and very warm Christmases now, especially, some years we can be in the 70s and that for Christmas here. I like that, but at the same time, it has really taken an adjustment for me to realize the holidays are here and it's time to start putting the trees up and all that when it's still so warm. I'm just used to all of that converting over, and so because of it, it just makes it really hard to do, but it is all kind of crazy. Hey Ingrid, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Got to see her on one of the other channels yesterday, I think, as I was hopping around. I am so excited because I only have to work 5 days this week, and then we have a long holiday weekend. And Guys, I can tell you after Friday, I am so ready to have a long weekend. I absolutely cannot wait for that. So what's going on? Um, I managed to get all the blocks done for the wedding quilt. So that is done and ready to go. So that's kind of crazy. So if I can find my phone, of course someone's texting me, and it's usually my daughter who has no idea that I go live this time um, every week. Okay. She's asking me what to wear to the wedding. So we'll catch up with her after the live tonight. Hey, Danielle, welcome in. Danielle's a channel member as well, and we so appreciate that. Mona Did What is also a Fabric Friend channel manager, and that support means so much, and we appreciate that. Nanette is here. Always good to see you. Hey, welcome in. Oh, Mama Jan says, visiting. Sorry, fingers are crazy. Hey, good afternoon, Mama Jan. We have not got to be with her for a while because things have been so crazy and she's been out of town. But anyway, so I got the wedding quilt done as far as all the blocks and the flying geese and the half square triangles and all that. And I think it looks really good. The problem is it's a large fool or a small queen. So I need to either build more blocks around it or go back and add borders. And I think what I'm going to do, since it is all black and white, I think what we've decided is I'm going to run a smaller black border all the way around it, then a white border around that, and then I did order some black and white swirled fabric to kind of put a big outer border on it. Because with all those flying geese, with the half square triangles and that, it's a busy quilt, and I think the borders are going, because I think the way it works out, when I laid it out on my king bed, basically all the blocks just fall over just barely the mattress. So I think it'll really square up and look good on the mattress, and then have the borders hanging on the sides. I think I'll help. I think it helped kind of clean it up, because I think if I did more blocks, it would just get too busy. I think right now it looks sharp. So that's the hope, right? So fingers crossed. And you know what, if I don't like it, oh well, it's not going to be in my house, but just crazy enough. So we'll see how things go. Jen goes borders. Thank you. See? All right, so hopefully I'll have that sometime to show you. It is sitting over on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to dig it out tonight. What else did we work on? My partner actually turned the long arm on for the first time in months. And he has quilted both the Little Ghost, who was a quilt. So the last row of those are quilted. Those finish out about 36 by 36. So all I'll have to do is square that up when they finish running. Then I need to put the binding on. And he actually laser cut the eyes and mouth for me, so that was kind of cool. So the eyes and that for the ghost and that were laser cut, so that was nice. I'll need to figure out how to do applique on here and then get those on the on those quilts as well. I bought 2 of the books. I need to finish filling out the books for the kids. And so those will be ready to mail late September, so the kids will have those by the 1st of October for the month of Halloween. So I'm excited to see that finished. He's got a few other Christmas gifts he needs to get on there, plus I need to finish the wedding quilt, but now that I've decided to do the border, I've got to wait for that to come in. I did order that today, and I can't tell you where. I ordered it from World Wiedemer, and I've bought from them before. But they always take 3 or 4 days to ship, because it said it would be like September 10th by the time I should get it. So it's like, crazy, but it's all good. So I'm kind of anxious to get that. So we'll see how that works out. Hey, Janet 330, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. See, Danielle says borders help frame it up. I think so too. I just think having that many blocks is just going to be busy. It's just not going to be, I don't think I'll be happy with it. So that is what I'm going to do. Hey, Margot, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Who else? Janet says, glad to catch you live again. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And what else am I working on? Oh, I started cutting today. Let me switch over to this camera because I can show you better here. I started working on my Merry Gnome Mints panel quilt, Miss Danielle. So I want to replace the Sewing Mints the Soul back here, at least for the month of November and December. And this is the kit that I bought. I'm not happy because that middle border, so I bought this as a kit. So I fussy cut the panel, got it pressed and ready. I did the inner border, got it all cut. I just need to finish assembling it so then I can put it on the panel. The outer border, they shorted me almost 3 inches, so I'm not happy about that. So it'll end up, I'll have to do the wider border. I already cut the wider border to go on the left and right sides, and the top and bottom is going to have to be 1 inch smaller, which does not make me happy, but I just want to get it done, and I'm not even going to try to find this, but that's the problem when you buy kits sometimes from folks. And then the outer borders are cut as well, so I'm anxious to get that done. I think that'll be cute hanging up behind me. It is a much milder looking Christmas than I typically do. Typically I have something that is a lot more vivid, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I think it'll be kind of cool. And so I'm anxious to kind of see how that goes, and we'll see what happens. And what else have I been? Oh, I got out the Santa suit quilt, and so I want to start working on that as well. And that's the rag quilt that I bought. All of it came pre-cut, came with everything, so I am so excited about that. And that'll be great to be able to get that going. So I am excited to get that started and get those things put together. So let's see what else. Hey, embroidery grandma. That was a mouthful for me right now. Welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. I always appreciate you jumping in and being part of the afternoon with us. Danielle says gnomies, right? We do love our gnomes. So always fun and exciting. What else am I working on? Oh, so if you didn't see behind me, I took all the leftover pieces and I'm making a small Halloween quilt. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Probably gift it to somebody at some point, but I did think I would probably work on that tonight. It would be kind of fun. So let me grab these and get these kind of over here so I can start sewing and working on those. It's funny, this witch fabric, I had bought 2 bolts of it, and we have basically completely sold out on our Etsy store now. And some lady just ordered 6 yards of it, and it was funny. She said, one of the customers that ordered it said, you know, I know you had to buy that specifically for Wicked, right? Because I mean, like, that just looks perfect. And I was like, no, I didn't even associate that with Wicked, so it was kind of funny. But it has been definitely very popular, and so that was a good choice when John was flipping through the catalog trying to figure out what to get. And so, so that has been fun. It has been just crazy here. I am so excited. Next weekend, we are headed to IKEA to start looking at how we're going to construct the bookshelves for the spare bedroom. And so and if I keep rolling off cameras, guys, it's just because I'm grabbing some of these squares to work on. But I'm really excited to get that started and get those going. And then we plan on having lunch there and bumming around. And then my partner said, you know, we'll already be out of town, out that way. It's really not that far out of our way to go to Buc-ee's, because I have not been to the Buc-ee's. And that one opened, around June, July here. And John was just not fighting that type of crowd, I can tell you. But I am kind of excited, and I want to get my Buc-ee's Halloween shirt. And I do want to try the brisket in that. Although, Friday night, we went to Sam's Club. I needed to renew my membership. I wanted to make sure my partner was on my membership, all that kind of stuff. So I told him, I said, even though we have it delivered 90% of the time, I haven't been in that store for over a year, I know. So I said, let's just go knock that out. And we ended up going to Mission Barbecue for dinner Friday night. So we had a little date night. John got barbecue, and actually it was pretty good barbecue because I don't know, growing up, I won't say Kentucky had the best barbecue, but after living in, around North and South Carolina, Virginia, all that, I'm just used to having pretty good barbecue, and chain places don't usually do it for me, but I will say I did like what was happening over at Mission Barbecue, and I know it is a chain. I have no clue how big a chain it is, but it was pretty good. So, all right, so let's see if we can get this. Maybe I want to press that open. My roller. So that was fun. So it was kind of nice because it's just something we hardly ever go out. I told him, I said, look at all these people out on Friday night. How crazy is that? Because it's just something we don't do. And but we had a nice time, and it was fun. And we got a lot of things accomplished. I bought a ton of meat because we tend to buy all of our meat from Sam's Club typically. I used to do Costco, but I'll be honest, guys, I just, the crowds and the massiveness of Costco just gets to me after a while. And Sam's was busy, but nothing compared to what a Costco would have been. So we'll have a big weekend next weekend with IKEA and Buc-ee's and all of that craziness. So that should be fun. All right, let's see. Jenny goes, I just love Halloween fabrics. I do too. I'll be honest, I really have to be careful. I think we have 7 bolts of Halloween fabrics, and it's just so easy for me to buy Halloween. I think number one, I like purple, I like orange, so I just like the Halloween colors. I'm not a scary Halloween fan. I like it to be more of the fun, friendly Halloween, and so. But interesting enough, I gravitate to it. So look at that. See, I think that's going to turn out cute. It's going to be scrappy looking because this is literally scraps that were left over, and that's fine. So I just thought, you know what would be something cool to do with these and get these knocked out. Not that my partner will be able to get this long-armed before Halloween this year, so this may have to be Halloween 27 for someone, but it'll be fine. And people do like scrap quilts. I'm not so much a scrappy quilt person. In fact, if some of the women in quilt clubs saw what I consider scraps and throw away, they probably would not be very happy with me. But I'm just not much on keeping a bunch of scrappy fabric around that I just know I'm not going to use. You run out of room after so long. Hey, Tasha, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. All right. And what else is going on? Janet says, I went to the new Buc-ee's, tried the brisket. It was really good. Yeah, that's the plan. And I told him, he goes, so we can get the brisket? And I was like, yeah, but we're eating at IKEA. He goes, well, we'll be ready for a snack then. And I was like, well, we could also bring it home. It's not like we have to eat it there. So we'll see. But their gas is like literally $1 a gallon cheaper, I think. I think here in Phoenix, they're paying around $4.50, $4.60 for gas. I don't know because I have an electric. But I think it's around $4.50, $4.60 a gallon, and it's like $3.40 a gallon at Buc-ee's. So Buc-ee's must sell it at a loss. They have to, because there's just no way that they're buying it that much cheaper. So, anyways, he goes, well, I'll need gas when he gets out there. He's got a hybrid, so he still has to use gas. But it'll be fun. We'll pack our patience and just go. I just want to see it, and we'll see what's up. And Brody, your grandma says, love me a good barbecue too. I do too. Mission Barbecue is here too. They are good. Yeah, I had not heard of them, to be honest, but we were happy. I actually didn't mind their potato salad, and usually I'm a potato salad snob, and so it actually wasn't too bad. So we had that. I had the brisket. I did have the pulled chicken, and really I'd wanted the turkey, and I don't know, I decided to get the chicken, and the turkey sliced breast looked better than the chicken. The chicken was a little dry, but they had a nice crowd in and out. And I do like that it's kind of the more self-serve, just go to the counter and do it. Just seems easier to me anymore. I don't want to say that I'm cheap, but now that tipping is up to 20%, it's like, okay, really? It's just, by the time I pay $4 for a soft drink and everything else, it's like, it's just gotten so expensive to eat out. So any little bit we can do helps, that's for sure. Oh, Margot says, oops, I deleted my message. What time of day is your live scheduled? Every week. So if you're talking about Guys Craft 2, we are live. Oh, Joydy put it in. Look at Joydy. She is so amazing. I appreciate Joydy. She's a good moderator for me. So we appreciate that. What else? Jody says, I love scrappy Halloween fabrics. Yeah, it's just, scrappy is just not necessarily my thing, but I do think this will turn out cute, and someone will like it, and it's just a way of, I just had stuff left over, and it was like, okay, let's just make something that works together. So, but I'm anxious to get the 2 rag quilts done. I've wanted to do a rag quilt for a long time, so the fact that it comes with 90 fabric squares, it's all done. It finishes out, what, 35? You would think it tells me on the instructions. Doesn't. It finishes out 38 by 46, I think, is what it says. So it'll be a nice size when it gets done, so that'll be kind of cool. And we'll just make it happen, right? All right, so yeah, these are on the right direction. I get to talking and then get distracted and have a squirrel moment and then realize, oh, should have been paying a little bit more attention to what I was doing. So I don't know if you all ever have those days, but John has more of those days than he would like to admit sometimes. But that's okay. It is what it is. I was really excited. We are getting the national parks passports, and I wanted to start getting my check marks or passport stamps for the different national parks. And so I had ordered the passport book from the national park website. That came this week. My partner and I had been to Appomattox, and so at the time I didn't have the book in that, and obviously didn't get the passport stamp in that, but for $2 you're able to have them retro dated in that for you and send you the stamp. So we actually have our first stamp in our book, which is kind of cool. So we plan on putting a few stamps in there when we go to the Smokies in October for my son's wedding, and while we're there, we're going to the Smoky Mountains, and today I bought tickets to Dollywood, so very sad that she will only be there in spirit, but I probably wouldn't have got to meet her anyways. But I remember, I think it was called Tombstone Junction back in the day, but I remember when Dolly bought that amusement park, and she certainly put the money into it and done so much to support Tennessee in that and bring so much to that area. So she certainly put Seaverville and all of that on the map. And so we're excited about that. It's going to be a fun trip. My son's getting married. We get to go to the national park for a few hours on Sunday, I think. We're staying at the Christmas Inn in Pigeon Forge, which is supposed to be kind of like a Hallmark themed hotel, so I'm excited for that. And across the street from the hotel is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I put this together the way I think he had it. Scooby-Doo Putt-Putt, and it just opened in Pigeon Forge, so we're going to play Scooby-Doo Putt-Putt. Go stay at the Christmas Inn. We're going to go see Dollywood, so it should be a fun time. And plus it'll be fall, so I know it'll be beautiful. Usually weather there. We'll get to see all the leaves changing in that. That's the only downside to me, because I'm like, okay, you know, that's like the most robust, popular time of the year. But I'll be honest, the last few times I've been to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, that area, I don't think it matters when you go. It's always just flooded with people. It is certainly become a huge tourist destination. So, Janet says, that looks so cute. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. Oh, Candace says Bucky's brisket mac and cheese is awesome. I love me some mac and cheese, so we might have to try that too. We went to the new Bucky's yesterday, and oh my goodness, it was so busy. Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I can't believe you picked. You think you want to go on a holiday weekend, but you know what? It is what it is, and that's our only day out, because he is definitely a homebody, and I am not looking to run and do a lot over the holiday weekend. So that'll be fun. We'll get to go out, do a little bit, and then get back, and then we'll have all day Sunday and Monday, and maybe I'll get a lot of quilting done and knocked out, which will be even better. All right. All right, and what else? Hey, Gigi. Gigi Quilts is here. I don't know that I said hi to you coming in, but I appreciate you being here this afternoon. Always good to see you. Carol's here. Hey, Carol, welcome in. Thanks for being here. She says multitasking right now, watching and listening here with my shocks in one ear. My husband has a TV going with a movie. I am really excited. I found last night we watched, I think it was the third Tom Holland Spider-Man, because the one thing we did talk about doing next weekend is going to the Diane Theater here and seeing the new Spider-Man movie, which I did not realize that Tom Holland was also in the new Odyssey. So Mr. Tom Holland has certainly had a popular summer, and profitable for him, being in the top 2 movies for the summer. So I'm sure his bank account is very happy right now. But so we're going to go see Spider-Man probably, but we were watching that last night, and I had told my partner I wouldn't mind watching some of, one of Dolly's old movies. Of course, I love musicals. And so I actually found through Roku a channel that has Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. So we are going to watch that tonight. And I love the music in that. And I always remember, because Dolly's so little, right? And I remember she was talking about, she always hated that movie. She enjoyed being with Burt Reynolds and all that, but it was the fattest she ever was. And she regretted doing that movie when she was so heavy. And she still looks awfully good in that movie. So, but she did certainly drop the weight later, for sure. So, but I thought that would be fun. I have seen Steel Magnolias. I don't know if my partner has seen Steel Magnolias or not, but we might watch that sometime. But tonight is going to be Best Little Whorehouse, and I love the music in it. I always loved Burt Reynolds back in the day, right? I mean, Burt Reynolds was just such a character, right? In Smokey and the Bandit, and some of the movies that he did, and so he certainly played a cute role in this one with Dolly, and you definitely see her personality in the movie, right? So that'll be fun for us tonight, and then we'll get ready to go back to work and count the days until next weekend, where we actually get 3 days to go do some things and have some fun. It's hard to believe my son's wedding is going to be here before I know it. I just got my card making supplies all put together because I really wanted to make some Halloween cards, and then would like to make one for the wedding, but I'm like, okay, you've got to pick your battles, right? You can only do so much at one time, and I do tend to just jump from subject to subject and topic to topic, and it's like, I figure out what makes sense. So we'll see if I get to do that or not. So I do like my little seam roller. I don't know if this is how you all use it, but it really does work for me. And I didn't want to turn the iron on because it's so hot in Arizona. So we shall see. All right. It's coming together pretty quick. All right, so let's do this one. We'll do this one. And then we'll do this one, right? All right, so this one goes last, this one goes next, and this one goes that way. All right, so I probably should have just pulled all these down, would have been easier, but I figured it's close enough and y'all don't mind me jumping off camera for a second. Who else is here? Oh, Jody says no ads here yet. I'm special. There should not be mid-roll ads. If they are showing up, just let me know and I'll look. But there's a box that we can check when we set ours up, and I typically always have that turned off. So hopefully you're not getting mid-roll, what they call mid-roll ads. But yes, I know exactly what you all mean. They are frustrating. Some of that we can control as creators, and other times we can't. So we'll see. Jody says, I have the National Park book too. I made most of them. Look at that. How cool is that? I don't know that I'm going to be able to make most of them, but we will certainly give it a try and see how far we get along with it. I'm excited. Some of them I've been to, right? Because I used to live right next to Mammoth Cave and down in that area. So we'll see if I'm able to get my partner, because I purposely really want this to be what him and I do together, and so we'll see how many we can make. I mean, I've got enough in Arizona that we need to make. I haven't been to the Grand Canyon or done any of that here, so I certainly need to look at doing even what's in our own state or what's a reasonable driving distance, but we will see how all that plays out. Okay, and that goes this way and that way. Yes, it does. Look at that. All right. I have a tendency when I take these down like this to twist them and turn them and then go, why didn't that line up the way I thought it was going to? And for some reason, when I get it down on the sewing table, I don't always follow the direction. Oh, Katrina goes, 1 block left to sew on Stars of Liberty. Then tomorrow I can put the last row on. You go. I tell you what, there's nothing more exciting than getting, when you get that close to having a project finished, right? Katrina says, time for a little handbrake. I've been stitching on this since April, Katrina. Wow. I don't know. Jody says, look out for Yogi and Boo Boo. It's funny. We used to go to Gatlinburg and the Smokies probably twice a year. And I think in the 30 trips that we made, we only saw black bears one time. And so it's just funny, you go with anticipation that you're going to see all these bears and see this and that, and um, you know, the bears have gotten smart too, right? So they don't want to come out and be bothered either. So, but that would be fun. Mona had a phone call. She had to run. She's back. Oh, Judy says best time to hit a Buc-ee's is late at night. Yeah, unfortunately, when we go through, we'll probably be lunch or just after lunch, and what is probably prime time for most folks. So I'm okay if I don't like crowds. I can handle crowds. What I don't like is driving and fighting, that kind of stuff. The rest of it doesn't bother me too bad. So if he's driving and taking care of that and navigating, then the rest of it doesn't bother me. As long as I can shop. I do want to be able to shop. So, and hopefully they have my shirt in, because I do want a Buc-ee's Halloween shirt, and I doubt they have their Christmas out, but I'm hoping they do, because Buc-ee's is far enough from us. It's not going to be a convenient trip, like where we would want to go often. Because, guys, after all, it is a gas station, right? It's just funny what excites us in the U.S. sometimes. Hey, Delia, welcome in. Thanks for being on this afternoon with me. Always fun to have you. Embroidered Grandma says, I'll have to wait and watch it on the web. We go to the movies maybe twice a year. We don't go to the movies very often because it is certainly outrageous, I think. But we do like going to the dine-in theater. We haven't been there probably in 2 years. But so it is just kind of to go a holiday weekend. It's meant to be a spoilers weekend. In fact, we had hoped to go for Harry Potter, because they're having the Harry Potter stuff and all of that this month, for the 25th anniversary and all that. And but ours, we thought we might go and watch the whole series of movies and kind of just binge and spend the day there, because we thought it would be fun to see them in the theater. And what ours did instead was each night they were showing one of the Harry Potter movies. And it's like, so we can't go during the week because we work. And so then ended up we did nothing. So Delia goes, who doesn't like Burt Reynolds, right? Oh, Jordy says there's a wonderful documentary. Yeah, I have been trying to catch some of those. I will say, I actually tuned in last night. I saw on YouTube that they were broadcasting the Opry live, and I thought it would be fun because, they were having All About Dolly and that, but it wasn't. And most of what they considered singers or stars were not what I would have considered. I was so disappointed. I thought the Opry did such a bad representation for Dolly. I mean, I think she deserves so much better from the Grand Ole Opry than what she got last night. But and a lot of people were on there complaining about it. And I don't know. Her niece was on there who had just done that gospel album. But the pieces I watched just weren't that great, and it wasn't engaging enough that you really wanted to just keep watching it, so I didn't. Brian goes, I dressed as Melvin P. Thorpe for Halloween one year. I loved Melvin P. Thorpe. What was his name? Oh my gosh, because Bert and him were big buddies, and Bert drug him into many movies. So he was always a hoot to see. And of course, I loved Jerry Reed from Smokey and the Bandit with him. Bert just always had some really fun movies back in the day. Oh, Tam's in Cochrane is here. Hello, welcome. I hope I said that right, Tam. Welcome in. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. Your name is new, I think. Says me, my first time making the live, albeit late. It's all good. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. You never know what we're going to be talking about or what John's got going on. I am actually working on a scrappy quilt, Halloween, and I had pieces left over from another quilt that I was working on, and I thought, you know what, why don't I just make this one kind of scrappy and just use up the fabric, and so that is what I am doing. Delia says we saw a black bear this past October when we were in Gatlinburg on the ski lift going back to the KOA campground. That's going to be weird for us too, because growing up, when the kids were young, we had that Coleman pop-up, and we spent many weekends at Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, but we always camped. And so it'd be funny to actually be back and spending money at a hotel, because we did a lot of camping back in the day, and my kids loved camping. They so enjoyed it, and it was funny because they had friends that were said no, they could never camp, because number one, we were in a pop-up, we had AC. I mean, it wasn't like they were just roughing it, but my kids loved it, and I know they had friends in school that said no, like they wanted. They needed the condo and all that stuff. And I remember asking my kids one time, like, do you all, like, would you rather, like, us sell the camper and that? And my son was like, no, because if you do that, that means we get to go once or twice a year. And with camping, we go like every other weekend. And we did. We pulled that camper almost every other weekend. We were gone somewhere during the spring, summer, and early fall. So we probably camped 15 weeks a year. We pulled it all the way to Florida and camped in Florida, at Orlando, Kissimmee, all of that. I mean, Arkansas to go to Graceland. We enjoyed it, and we liked having it. So I kind of miss it. Although I don't know that at this age I'm ready to go back into a pop-up, but we did enjoy going everywhere in that pop-up. And we had our dogs with us. We used to take the little puppy with us. He always looked forward to going to Wendy's, because it seemed like anytime we'd go through Wendy's, they would always give him a chicken nugget. So he became very accustomed to being cute and being ready when we pulled through a drive-through, because he assumed he was always going to get some chicken nuggets, and he usually did because he had a cute personality. Linda says, I've been lurking in the background with my coffee and squaring up the 100 blocks from Alice's Wonderland. Standing, sitting, I'm getting my steps in. I so understand. I actually had to take Second Star from the right and put it in the other room. It was on the cutting table still, and I was like, okay, I can't, I will not be able to start that until after the first of the year. I've just got too many other things I've got to get done that were already in the works. And plus, I'm a little spoiled because I know when I do finally get started on it and begin working, if I have any questions, Miss Danielle will gladly help me, because that's just the way she is. So, and I have been watching her work, and I know they were talking about Captain Hook the other day, that a lot of them are just to that point, and apparently Captain Hook is huge. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the Elizabeth Hartman quilt. I saw that Brennan got his first block done. I was like, yeah, he'll be done before I get really going again. Work has just been so tough right now, and that's one of those quilts where I really need to concentrate on, and especially my cutting, because I'm not the best cutter, and so hence is why you see me use AccuQuilt so much. All of this was cut with an AccuQuilt, and I just don't like, I don't enjoy the cutting, and so as such I tend to get frustrated when I've got lots of little pieces to cut in that. Judy says, when I went to Illinois the last time, we detoured to Dolly's Truck Stop. That was nice. Yes, my niece is talking about going. They're going to Alabama next weekend to look possibly at maybe relocating down in the Huntsville area. And she was talking about wherever they're going to be all around down there. Dolly's new truck stop won't be that far, and they were talking about possibly going there. Judy goes, Linda, finished all the blocks. Wow, so that's great. I'm still in the early 40s. Oh my goodness. Nikki says, my mom was excited about Trader Joe's. It was even on the local news when Columbia, Missouri had their grand opening. People lined up to go. Oh, it's so crazy, right? I remember a while back we got a new Chick-fil-A, and like people camp for 3 nights for Chick-fil-A. Yeah, it's like, guys, it'll be there 6 months from now, you know? He says, yes, I could only quilt on weekends. I put the pedal to the metal when I can, all sashed and squaring. I got the borders done, so I hope to get it all together in the next 3 weeks. Judy goes, she must watch the Dolly special too. The only ones I knew was T. Graham Brown and Carly Pierce. Yeah, it's just, it's interesting what they consider on the Grand Ole Opry to me. It's just not what I necessarily grew up with, but you know, it's sad because I'm thinking about who I grew up with, and I was a huge Loretta Lynn fan. I loved Loretta. I loved her and Conway together, and you know, you enjoy Dolly and Kenny together, but I'm old enough that I still remember Loretta being with Ernest Tubb, and you know, so it was very modern and progressive when she reached out and started singing with Conway. But you know, you had Conway and Loretta, you had Dolly and Kenny, and you had who was the other one? Tammy and George, right? So I mean, you know, you had a lot of good duet teams in that back in the day, and you know, all of those are gone now. I mean, you know, Tammy's gone, George is gone. We actually saw George in concert probably about 6 months before he died, and it was really sad. I saw him in Salem, Virginia. I was really excited to get to see him, and because again, you know, those were the kind of the stars I had grown up with, and he was so pitiful. You could tell like he wasn't completely there, to the extent that they had to bring a teleprompter out so he could read the words to his songs and that. And it was like, you know, I would just have rather made a donation if he needed the money that bad, because it was just really sad to see that. But I had seen Loretta in Greensboro, North Carolina, right before I moved out, and she had broken her leg or had some type of leg trouble, and so she had to sit the entire concert. But she said if we could tolerate her sitting, she could sing all night, but she just couldn't get up and move around a lot. She wasn't very mobile. And she put on a really nice show. I never did get to see Tammy and some of those. I never did get to see Dolly. I was hoping to see Dolly in concert. You know, she had canceled her Vegas show, so I was hoping to possibly, when she came back to Vegas, that we might do that. I saw Cher in Vegas a couple of years ago, and Cher put an amazing show on. But you know, it's funny, we forget about the age of these folks that we kind of grew up with, because you know, you tend to watch, I mean, it's like I still watch some of the old Elvis movies. I love watching Elvis, and you know, it's hard to believe he's gone, but yet, you know, they don't age because you're watching movies that are 30 years old or something, so it's kind of crazy. But, and I still like the old country. Some of this newer country just doesn't do it for me. It's funny, I like one of the pop artists that I love to listen to is Meghan Trainor. And I like Meghan Trainor because I like that 50s and 60s sound, and that's what she does. And I think it's always fun to hear her and hear her music. So again, just kind of crazy. All right. Guys, this actually went together pretty quick. I got a lot more done on this tonight than I actually anticipated, which is kind of nice for a change. And the seams are actually lining up pretty easily on this. I will say my Janome is spoiling me so far, knock wood. Maverick and I have gotten along very well. It's not making me cranky, pull my hair out like Hercules did. So I still need to get Hercules serviced again so we can put him on the market and rehome him to somebody else that may appreciate him more than I did. But I definitely made the right move moving to my Janome. Something just told me when I did this one that that was not going to line up, and since every other one is lined up, we're going to rip that out and put that back in, because I am not going to have one block that just didn't line up the way it's supposed to. So guys, what do you all have coming up this week? We have so much going on. I will be glad to get through. I'm supposedly a few weeks from finishing the project that I'm working on at work. Would really like to see that get behind me and be able to have more of a normal work day and not have everybody in my business telling me how I should do my job. But I think that's kind of the way this company I work for does. They do everything by committee. Everything I do has to be reviewed by my boss, by legal, by, yeah, it's just, there's so many checks and balances. It's like, glad that I found this at the end of my career and not the beginning, because but it is what it is. It pays the bills. Overall, it's a good company. It's just the way they choose to manage and run just doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. But I'll be glad to see that project get finished, and once that's done, maybe I can go back to having a little bit normalcy at work at least, and not have someone watch over my shoulder the entire work day that I'm there. It's just, I'm not used to that. I have always been so trusted and considered a pretty high potential performer for most companies, and now work somewhere where it's not. It's just much different for me. But it is what it is. Okay. Oh, Dom DeLuise, thank you. I knew. Could not think of that name for anything. I kept wanting to say Jackie Gleason. Man, if I say Jackie Gleason, that's going to show my age for sure. Hey, Jason, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Good to see you dropping by. Always appreciate it. Who else? Oh, Jody says the show really did showcase Dolly, but it's 2 to 3 hours long. You know, that's okay. I could watch Dolly all night. You know, it's so funny. I actually turned the Sunday morning news on CBS. I never do, but I used to watch that all the time because I do like that particular Sunday morning show, and I knew they would do something with Dolly, so I did turn it on this morning, and they did a nice tribute in that. But you know, it's so funny how so many people just talked about what a good person she was, and just how she was just so genuine, and I think that's why everybody liked her, right? I do think she had a habit of saying what was on her mind, but I think the other thing that I respected about her was that she wasn't political. I don't understand why, because you made a movie or wrote a hit song, that you think I care about your politics. And I think that's another reason just most of us, a lot of us appreciated Dolly and who she was. All right, so let's jump over and do a giveaway. So let me switch cameras. I am sure everything over here has sound asleep again. Well, no, my mouse is working, so that's a good sign. We are giving away, what's John giving away tonight? I grabbed a couple of Villa Rosa patterns. Table runners again. This is by Tricia Lynn Maloney. These finish out 15 by 47. I bought these last year. I really wanted to do that and thought about doing it for the holiday quilting bee sometime, but ended up not doing it. It reminds me of the Canadian maple leaf, right? But this is called Maple Grove. I love actually the colors and everything about this pattern. And so I thought that was really cool. Let me jump in and get so you've got 3 minutes to enter the giveaway. The giveaway is exclamation point maple, M-A-P-L-E. So in the chat, if you put exclamation point maple, you'll be entered for this pattern. It is a Villa Rosa pattern. It does finish out 15 by 47 inches. You do have to enter during the live, so you have to be here during the live to enter. And unfortunately, if you're watching the playback, sorry guys, haven't figured out how to do post contest and that, but we will at some point. That said, if you do win, keep in mind that you do have to send me your mailing address. And it's always surprising to me, the folks that don't want to send me their mailing address. And it's like, okay, if you don't send me your mailing address, how do you expect me to mail it to you? But it's always fun. All right. What else do we have going on tonight? So don't forget this holiday weekend. We will be, holiday weekend. This, this holiday weekend. Brian from Brian's Witchcraft Room will be here. Hopefully he'll drop his link in. If you haven't been over to check his channel out, please do so. He's got some really cool things going on his channel. Always fun to see what he's got going on. Brian will be with me on Labor Day. We will be live from 7 a.m. Arizona time to 10 a.m. So for about 3 hours, we will give, I've got several prizes and gifts lined up to do. I'm going to be working on a fall project. Brian's going to be working on a Halloween project. So he's always got some fun stuff. He's such a talented quilter in that, so it's always fun, and we should have a lot of laughs and giggles as we work together on those projects. Thursday I will be live again. It's cutting up and piecing out. That is at 6:30 Arizona time, so feel free to drop in, see what we're doing there. I will be working with pre-cuts, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Actually, what I'm thinking about doing is finishing out the tote that I've been working on for Christmas that I started, I think, the last time we did pre-cuts, and I just need to finish that out. So I may finish that out this time around. And then again, we're live every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. So, all right, so we got 5 seconds left for the drawing. So let's jump in and see who's going to win this week. So guys, this is all random. I have no way. I click a button that says pick a winner, and it picks a winner out of those that did put that into the chat. And first winner is Stitcher 4729. You won the prize this afternoon. Again, if you send me your mailing address at John, John, at GuysCraft2, I will get that dropped in the mail to you this week and get those sent out. All right, let's grab one more winner. So we have 2 to give away tonight, and the second winner is Tracy Middlebrook. Congratulations, Tracy. Again, if you send me your mailing address, we will get those shipped out to everyone and get those going. So guys, I appreciate that you give me a good full hour on Sunday afternoon. It's always fun to be here, always fun to share the projects that I'm working on, what's coming up. It's just so much going on. It's hard to believe, right? I'm working on Halloween, but the reality is Halloween's coming, right? So we've got all of this coming up and all of those things to focus on for the rest of what's left of this year. It's just, I swear, I just remember January getting here and laying out all the plans and things that I had for 2026, and it's not going to be that long. 2027 is going to be here, guys. It's time is certainly flying by us. So I appreciate you dropping in. Please do the thumbs up, hit that bell if you want to be notified each and every time we go live. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're a new subscriber, welcome, welcome. If you're a channel member, thanks so much for your support, and that means everything to us. And guys, as always, until next time, happy crafting!
Thanks so much for watching, crafters! If you had fun with us today, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. I read every single one. And hey, tell your friends and your neighbors. Bring your bestie next time too. If you really want to help us grow this amazing community, grab a channel membership. The link is right there in the description. Can't wait to see you at the next show!